Hey guys, this is Gene Jensen, and I'm in the process of putting new line on these reels, and I've got a half a dozen here that need to have line on. And fishing line can be expensive, especially when you're using fluorocarbon and braid, and it can really eat away at your wallet. So I've kind of got some tricks that I've developed over the years, some little things, some products that I use, and I'm not sponsored by any of these people, but products that I use and things that I do to help save me money in the long run. So I'm going to kind of go through all that, and hopefully it'll help you out. So first of all, the biggest thing is for the last 10 years I've been using the same kind of fishing line. I've tried different stuff and taking line off reels and putting new line on, just testing it and things like that. But I always seem to come back to a good old Iser line. Like I said, I've been using it for 10 years. And the way I save money with it now is I buy it in bulk. I mainly use 15-pound tests for a lot of things. I don't use it on my finesse stuff, my light stuff, and I don't use it on my heavy stuff like my jigs and my flipping and everything else. But from all the things in the middle that I do, from crankbaits all the way up to light Texas rigs or regular Texas rigs, I use 15-pound tests. So I buy it in bulk, and I save a ton of money. Yeah, it's a big investment to start with. This is $50 a spool, but it's a 3,370 yards, and that, shoot, my last 1-pound spool lasted me, I think, 3 years. So it really can last you a long time. And then, but the biggest thing I do with my fishing line is I put a preserver on it. And I know you guys have seen it. They call it KVD line and lure. That's what one of the labels look like. The other thing, other places you'll find it as just line and lure. And it's a line treatment. Like I said, I'm not sponsored by these guys, but I've been using them for a long time, done some tests with them. And I can tell you it really does. It makes a difference in making your line last a lot longer, which is when you're using braid or using fluorocarbon, that means a ton. For instance, I put 20-pound, about 6 years ago, I guess, 5 or 6 years ago, I put 20-pound tests, Seaguar and VizX, and this is 12, I've got a 20 in there somewhere. Seaguar and VizX on my jig rod, and fished it for 2.5 years before the line got real cloudy and crusty, and I had to take it off and replace it. But 2.5 years I made 20-pound tests work on a jig rod, and I caught hundreds and hundreds of fish on that rod back when I was guiding over at Kingfisher. So this stuff is ideal, but the way you apply it is it's not a spray it as you fish type of deal. It doesn't soften your line out like the other brand. It doesn't weaken your line like the other brands. What it does is it puts a UV coat on there. So when I buy a bulk spool, or even when I buy my my single or double fill spools, I spray it on there. It's an overnight thing. You spray it on, you get it good and wet. It's a water-based thing, and I give it plenty of soak. And I'll do this a couple of times over its lifespan, and I just let it soak in. If you're going to fish the line immediately, do it the night before, let it dry in. Just spray the spool. I sprayed these spools last night, and let them sit down and dry. Another way you can do it is, as you put them on, take yourself a soft rag, get the soft rag good and wet with this stuff, and as you're putting it on the reel, pinch the line, hold your tension with the line with that soft rag, and reel the line through that soft rag, and it will give it a good coating. And I'm telling you, it makes your line last a long time. You can use it on braid, monofilament, fluorocarbon, copoly, anything. Just gives you that good UV protection. The other things that it claims that it does is it claims it gets longer casts. Let's see what else. Reduces line memory and backlashes, tangles and twists. I guess it does. The biggest thing for me is it just makes it last longer. So that's one of the things. So buy it in bulk. Use a line preserver, specifically this one, because this one, like I said, gives you that UV protection, and you can fish it for a long time and make your line last a long time. There's no reason to have to switch your line out every day or every other week, or however the pros do it. I don't know. I just think they do that to sell more line. And you can fish line forever and ever. So, well, I wouldn't say forever, but for a long time, until it gets so bad that you're breaking off. But anyway, like I always say, be sure to introduce somebody to fishing. and subscribe to my channel. Check out my other channel, subscribe to it. Hit the like button if you like this video, and go out on the water and catch some fish and have a great day.